Our aim during the weekend is really to ensure that you achieve three things whilst you're here. Firstly, to have fun and to make new friends, new contacts, new colleagues. Secondly, to share good practice solutions and ideas. And thirdly, perhaps most importantly, to send you away with a renewed energy and enthusiasm to improve access at your own club, your own stadium. Every single person in this room has a responsibility to do something to improve the situation. Each of us has a part to play. This is not a job for somebody else. It's a job for you. It's a job for me. It's a job for all of us. And it's a crucial job. It's a vital job. You may be a decision maker at your club, or you may believe there is not much that you personally can do, but there is. Ask about access. Spread the word. We are joined today by many of our colleagues, our fellow fans, our non-disabled fans. Ask what your club is doing. Just simply asking the question will help. And just push that boundary that little bit further every day. It never ceases to amaze me how often we assume that people have this subject covered. And it also never ceases to amaze me that clubs that do great works forget to tell people about it. If disabled people don't know that your club provides an accessible service or facility on a match day, sadly, given the current situation in our society in Europe, they may well think that there is no point to come, because so many of our public places still have much work to do. So if you're doing good work, please tell people. It's really important. In considering inclusion and integration, it's important to remember our diversity and to celebrate our differences. Each of us is unique and different. We're multi-layered, we're complex, that's what makes us human. We are just not one thing, and we should not be defined as such. As human beings, we interact with our communities by making choices about where and how we socialise with each other, where and how we work, how we live, how we play, how we reach out to one another, how we communicate, how we are included. To be included rather than excluded requires good access in the widest sense. The right to good access is in itself a basic human right. It's a fundamental pillar of social justice. It ensures that each of us has a fair and equal chance to reach our potential, to become what we aspire to be, to belong, to be included. A truly accessible environment is one where people are freely able to express their independence and where all barriers to integration have been removed. We should not consider disabled people according to what we perceive to be wrong with them, or because we might consider them less able, or because we see them as impaired. Rather, we should celebrate our diversity, our differences, and we must create a world that cherishes and recognises this potential in each of us. CAFE and its works are underpinned by the principles of the social model of disability. The social model of disability explains that it's the social and environmental barriers that cause disability, not people's impairments. So, for example, if your restaurant or shop has only a flight of stairs at its entrance, then you automatically exclude me. And if your information is only visual or spoken or complex, then you will automatically exclude many of my friends and colleagues. If you view a disabled person differently, try to measure that person as weaker or sicker or less able, then you've made an assumption that is unjust, but most importantly, you will have missed out on so much. The barriers that disabled people face, as David said, may be physical, sensory, psychological, intellectual, or attitudinal. And undoubtedly, the worst of those barriers is the latter. We have to remove the negative stereotypical image of a disabled person. Disabled people are sadly still too often viewed as lazy, work shy, not normal, a burden, sick, charity cases, not perfect. But disabled people are no different to anyone else. It often makes me smile when somebody will say to me, but they cheated, they lied, but they're disabled. Well, we're just the same. We come in all forms. Some are good, some are not so good. But we're human beings first. Please remember one thing. As disabled people, we are not impaired. We are excluded when society chooses not to remove these barriers. It stops us fulfilling those ambitions and dreams and joining in. You may be shocked to learn that 50% of all disabled people in Europe have never participated in leisure or sports activities. Moreover, 1/3 of the disabled population has never travelled abroad or even participated in day excursions because of inaccessible venues and services. Can you believe that in 2011? It's a shocking and unforgivable statistic. Shame on us as human beings. But the good news is that it can change, and it is changing. Football's no different, really, if I'm honest and brutal, and I give you a school report as I would see it personally, of where we are in our game at the moment in Europe. I would probably have to say, listens in class, but isn't completing the assignments, and must work much harder. There is good news, though. Many clubs are waking up to the possibilities, to the opportunities, to the increase to their businesses, to their fan base, simply by creating improved access. And this weekend, you will hear many good examples and solutions for existing stadia, as well as new. As football fans, we understand very well about inclusion, about camaraderie, about solidarity with our fellow fans, our team, our game. So the principles of inclusion and good access are at the heart of our game, and the diversity within our stadia absolutely must reflect that. The great news is that much is being done to change the current situation, and UEFA is helping us to drive this forward. I have to say to you as a fan, very often we are quick to blame or to criticise our governing bodies in the game. And my goodness, there is plenty at the moment that we could discuss at length that really needs to improve. But since beginning to work with UEFA, I've been inspired, at times caught my breath at the dedication and commitment from every person that works at UEFA that I personally have come across. They care about this subject. They want to get it right. They want to encourage their football associations and the clubs that pay in their competitions to get it right. And that is an incredible endorsement for the work that we do. By supporting CAFE and helping us to share good practice in the projects that we run and in the awareness that we raise, not just for disability in general, but crucially in terms of this topic, access. We cannot play the game, we cannot watch the game, we cannot be part of it unless we can access every part of it. So access is crucial. We've some fantastic speakers lined up for you this weekend. It's impossible to cover every topic in this conference. It's impossible to get every aspect of access right. We are constantly striving to make things better, and the message will continue. There will always be more that we can do. But we've certainly given it our best shot to cover as many topics as possible. Mostly, we hope you enjoy the event, and my final message to you all is, please go back to your homes, to your stadiums, to your colleagues, your fellow fans, to the clubs, to the directors of those clubs, and so on, and ask what more can be done. There is no such thing as can't. Anything is possible if only we have the will and the determination to make it happen. We can do this. We can create total football, total access. Thank you.